Hey guys, Saintsfan here. Welcome back to this week's episode of the Q&A. Now, since Rockstar gave us some beautiful information about the Biker DLC earlier, I figured let's make this Q&A biker theme. So I asked you guys on Twitter, and here are the questions. First question from Crazy as Fudge. Will you be doing a stream showing off the new vehicles, outfits, and weapons? Yes, I will, for sure. So definitely subscribe if you're not already, because I'll be showing you guys everything so you guys can know before you go into the DLC, before you buy anything, if it's worth it, basically. Because I'm sure there's, going to be like 1 million bikes or 8 bikes or something. So you're not going to want to buy all of them. You're going to want to buy the best one. I'll make videos and streams letting you guys know what's better. Next question from Michael. Do you think Johnny K will be in this update in any way? And this is actually a really interesting question and idea. I hope we do get him. I mean, I don't know how they could tie it in. They did it with Trevor, and I think that's actually another question we got from Crayon, where he says, do you think that Trevor is going to try and kill us in this update because he hates bikers? So either of those two would be really awesome. I mean, they did include Trevor, like I said, in the heist, so it's not like they haven't done this before, and he definitely, well, both of those people fit the theme of bikers, so it would be actually kind of cool if it was maybe like Trevor versus Johnny. Next one from Drift. Do you think there'll be more than just chopper-style bikes? I'm not entirely sure. The way they worded it in the newswire, they said that basically if you're not a fan of the traditional chopper or biker themed stuff, there's going to be stuff for you. But I don't know if that means bikes or if that just means maybe cars or vehicles or some other game modes. What I originally thought was going to happen was they'll include some choppers and then maybe throw in 1 or 2 sports bikes. But I actually don't think that's going to happen now, at least from just the information and the 2 screenshots we already got. Mad Zingo, do you think MC gangs will make will be permanent or just set up via sessions like organizations and CEOs? So this is like the ultimate question, because it's gonna be a little disappointing, I guess, if it is kind of like CEOs and organizations where it's per session, because filling up, I mean, getting 4 people to be your bodyguard, like, that's hard enough. And if they do the same BS where, like, your associates or whatever you want to call them in this motorcycle gang, like, get shafted, they don't get any money and they just have to go along for the ride, and, like, if it's not worth it for them, then how are you going to get 7 other people to be in your crew or in your little motorcycle club? So it would be kind of cool if they did make it so where if you just get like 7 people or whatever and it goes across every single session, that would be nice. Although then you run into the issue, well, how would that work? Isn't that basically just crews but on a smaller scale? So it is going to be interesting to see how they go about doing this system. But either way, I'm excited for freaking drug dealing and stuff. Moving on, Billy, how big do you think the clubhouses will be? So yeah, this is something that I'm gonna imagine they're like offices, but for motorcycle people. I don't think they'll be as big as offices, or they won't be as nice maybe as well, just because I'm imagining them being up in Sandy Shores and Paleto Bay, kinda, and maybe worn down areas. In terms of how big they'll be, I mean, I guess they'll be, or they'll have a bed, like they'll have a place where you can sleep. They'll have a place where you can coordinate all these new features, like the drug making stuff. But I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. So if you're going into the DLC with that expectation, don't kind of lower that a little bit. And then speaking of clubhouses, Brandon, what kind of customization do you think clubhouses will have? Now, this may go against like everything I've ever said for GTA Online, but I honestly kind of hope clubhouses don't have customization. Now, they probably will, because if they are just like offices for bikers, then yeah, they'll put some customization in there like they did with the offices, but I kind of hope that's not how it works. Like, I kind of hope the clubhouses are just set to whatever Rockstar make them. Make Rockstar have some themes, like if there's one in Paleto Bay, make it a certain theme. If there's one in Sandy Shores, make it a certain theme. If there's one somewhere else, make it a certain theme. That's kind of what I would want with these clubhouses, to be honest. Next question from Mark. Do you think there will be anything related to CEOs during the Biker DLC, or in the Biker DLC? So I don't know necessarily related, but it would be kind of cool if you had to work with CEOs. Maybe you and your biker crew have to work with another CEO organization to do a specific mission or to do a specific job. Maybe you make the cocaine or you make the drugs, and then you sell it to a CEO to sell it for more money. Like, I don't know, something along those lines I think would be really awesome. Derp Criminal with the next one. Do you think we will finally be able to wear a mask and helmet? And he's referring to the guy in the screenshot that was wearing both a mask or a face bandana and a helmet. So if they do that, this is definitely the DLC because of that guy. I mean, if you're on a bike, you're wearing a helmet and then having the face bandana, that's just pretty badass. So I hope so, but I don't know, man. We've been asking for that for what, 2.5, 3 years now. So will it happen? Maybe, hopefully, but I'm not getting my hopes up to have that actually happen. And then the final question from Rocky: how much will all the biker stuff cost? Now, first off, this is obvious. We don't know because we've only seen 2 screenshots and we've only gotten a handful of information from the newswire. But if we were to speculate, just going down the list. So first off, the bikes themselves with the customization like Benny's. I'm hoping it's not like Benny's in that you have a base model and you have to pay like $700,000, $800,000 just to upgrade it. I'm hoping it's just you get the damn bike and you upgrade it. There's no upgrade that you have to buy. That's what I hope. Will it happen? I don't know, because Rockstar like them shark cards, So that could be one way they make these bikes really expensive. The bikes themselves, just going off of previous vehicles added to the game, I would bet they're anywhere between $100,000 to $500,000. Maybe the zombie will be like the most expensive just because that's a fan favorite. People will probably go out and buy it regardless of how much it costs. So that one could be, like I said, $500,000. I would honestly base them off of lowrider prices. That's probably the best way to go, just because bikes and lowriders are kind of in the same category in that they're not super high end. They're not going to be the fastest in the game. They're just going to be something niche, something that people want to have instead of the typical sports and supercars. So if you just compare it to that, I think that's the best way of going about it. Now, buying an MC Club, this I could see being a little bit more expensive, especially if it ties into the cocaine and all that making business, because you're going to want to spend, a decent amount of money finding a good location, making sure it's secure, making sure it's safe for these people to make the drugs. So I can see them making the clubhouse locations maybe even more expensive than CEO offices, just because the offices that's it, like it's just offices, but the clubhouses could be a little bit more different. They could have more features, and if they are gonna lower prices on the bikes and maybe the customization, maybe they get you with shark cards by having the clubhouses actually be more expensive. That's something I could see happening, and especially since the clubhouses have a custom biker mechanic, if that is included, then yeah, they could definitely make that a lot of money. In addition, I mean, the clothes and the guns and all that, that's just going to be normal stuff. There might be a decent amount of it, so it'll eventually add up. But, if you want to buy all the clothes, look, you're looking anywhere between $500,000 to even $1 million, like $500,000 to $1 million, just because they can make some outfits that are like $700,000 or $70,000 to $100,000 by themselves. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the number you're looking at just for the bike or for the outfits and the weapons. As for the other stuff, this is what we don't really know much on, because they say that there's always going to be another opportunity to make your mark, around the corner. So keep an eye out for high level, high risk vehicle based business ventures. So I don't know if maybe like you're going to have to spend money to be a part of that. That's something that I could see Rockstar doing. You have to become a MC president or something to actually get the option to even go after these high level, high risk vehicle based businesses. So that's another way they could probably get you with money. I think overall, just to like give somewhat of an estimate, if we say there's 5 to 8 bikes, you're looking at 10-ish to 15-ish $1 million total for everything. Like if you want every single bike, every single upgrade, all the clothes, all the weapons, all the clubhouses. If you're looking at all that, I would say 10 to 15 million. But realistically, if you're just going to get one bike, maybe one little clubhouse, probably 5 million at the max. So my best advice is to just go about doing what you're doing in GTA Online, making some money every now and then, doing the double GTA money playlists whenever they, give them every single week. And hopefully by the time this DLC comes out in a few weeks, you'll have enough money to get everything you want. But that is it with the Q&A. Thank you all for watching. I might have one more video or maybe even a live stream later on today. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. But see you in the next one. As always, it's your boy Saintsfan. I'm out. Peace.